What's up? I've been reading these various magazines and stuff from way back that I had as a kid and stuff, and I've been reading these various magazines that had or where Terry did interviews or had Terry Farrell articles and stuff, and I've been reading those and stuff. And this is another one, or another magazine, that Terry did a interview or article in. And it says here, Starlog, and it says above that, it says, "Why I Left Deep Space Nine." And it says, Terry Farrell Explains. And that's a picture of Dax, I think, or someone. Yeah, no, I think yeah, that's Dax. Yeah, it's another picture of Dax. This magazine is an old magazine. This is from September, and this was originally £2 and 95 pence. Oh, or $4.99. One of those cartoons, some Star Wars stuff. Alright, and so the article that we're looking for is In Memory. What? In Memory Yet Trill. Okay. Sadly, Terry Farrell bids farewell to Deep Space Nine. And that is on page 19. This is a old school movie advertisement. Let me see here. Does it have the... Just hang on a minute. Does it have... Ah, yes it does. On this next page, this is a magazine that was from 1998, September. Some more Star Wars stuff, Darth Vader, and it says, "Who did Darth Vader say was not as forgiving as he?" Man, I don't know. Some more stuff. This is some Babylon 5 things they used to sell. And this is some more advertisements for various things, 1998 stuff. Yeah, back in 1998, this is the kind of, or some of the things that they used to have back then. Oh, here we go. It says here, "The Death of Dax," and that is a picture of Dax and Worf, and it looks like, if I remember correctly, that is from the I think that's from the medical bay. Yeah. Alright, so it says here, for Deep Space Nine, the thrill is gone, but the adventure is only beginning for Terry Farrell. Dax is dead, long live Dax. I asked specifically not to be killed off, reveals Terry Farrell, who spent 6 years as Jadzia Dax on Star Trek Deep Space Nine before Gul Dukat Mark Alamo murdered her in the 6th season finale, Tears of the Prophets. Writer executive producer Ira Steven Behr told me that he didn't want to kill me either, but that he had to do what was best for the show. It was best for the ratings, best for making a clean break from the show. As far as I know, it was just up to Ira and Rick Berman what happened to Dax. So I said, okay, just remember, if you ever need me to come back, you can clone Dax's body. I'm sure that once Dax got her body back, there wouldn't be no stopping her from getting oh man, wow. There would be no stopping her from getting the worm back. Oh wow. On this next page there is a bunch of pictures. This is a picture of Dax and Worf in the jungle or forest or somewhere, and it says, "Death has a change of heart. Worf saves Dax from her mortal wounds, but she succumbs in Tears of the Prophets to a Paraf-ridden Gul Dukat." That is a picture of well, I think they had different names in that episode, but that's a picture of the Commander Sisko and some of the other people. But that episode, I forget what it was, but I think they had different like character names and stuff. It says, oh, and there's another picture of Worf and Dax. And it says here, despite Farrell's discontent with the lack of principle-centered stories, she was pleased to see Dax's development in episodes like You Are Cordially Invited. And on the other page here is some more photos or pictures. This is this picture isn't Dax. I don't remember what the characters' names were, and also the engineer, but that's from one of those episodes, other episodes. It says here, the actress found the SF Pope writer's Odyssey far beyond the stars a delight. I chewed so much gum in that show, it was insane, she says. And there is another Dax picture. Is this camera gonna focus? Well, if this, there we go. Yeah, it kind of focuses there. It takes a minute to focus. And it says here, this was from the one of the parties or something. And it says here, Terry Farrell departs Star Trek Deep Space Nine, but she thinks Jadzia Dax's death lacks a certain thrill. I asked specifically not to be killed off, Farrell insists. Okay. Anyway, so I was reading and I left off at on the other hand, dead could very well mean dead. It could and likely will mean no DS9 guest shots or Star Trek movies. I knew I would have to live with all of that when I made the decision not to come back, Farrell explains. DS9 has been an amazing experience. I needed it. I learned so much as an actress and as a person, but it was a job. I needed to work on my career and find another job. I'm 34. Women don't have that long of a lifespan in Hollywood, and I wanted to try something different. I just believed in my heart that I could find something new. I don't know how to explain other than to say I was on DS9 as long as I needed to be there. Dax's demise. Farrell decided last summer, following several weeks of deep thought, conversations with business associates, friends, and family, that the 1997-98 season would be her last. While most everybody else in the DS9 cast had signed 2-year deals taking them through season 7, Farrell chose not to do so. When it came time to negotiate for a 7th year, Paramount made an offer and the actress turned it down. According to Farrell, there was little haggling about money after that, as she decided simply to complete her contractual obligation and move on. In fact, by the time she filmed Tears of the Prophets, she had auditioned numerous times for a role in a sitcom pilot entitled Becker. 9 days after shooting her death scene, Farrell won the job playing Reggie, a practically broke woman who runs a Bronx diner she just inherited from her father. Ted Danson plays the tell-it-like-it-is Dr. Becker. Just a few weeks later, CBS announced that Becker would be a mid-season replacement. As soon as Farrell made up her mind to depart, she went about informing her co-stars and the show's crew she didn't want anyone to find out about it via internet gossip or the industry trade publications. I think it's kind of rude when you work with people for a long time and don't tell them that you're not going to be working with them anymore, Farrell reasons. Many of them thought for sure that I was coming back. They didn't think in a million years that I would actually leave. Colm, meanly, was the least surprised, because he knew how I felt. My impression was that Nana Visitor thought it was more about the money that they would come up with it. The crew was shocked. I think most people, most fans, thought it was a money issue, that it would be solved and we would all just keep going. I told the truth and said how I felt. I didn't pull any punches. Alright, so this is a pretty long, or another long article, and I will continue reading this in the next part.